Hello and welcome back to RailRoads Online. So today we are here back getting started on a new save file. Kind of have decided to go back to Pine Valley and see how things have changed here and how the game process kind of goes, just going back to the start and where it all began. I know we have a little bit of time through till February without getting any new updates or anything like that. So I figure as we have time through January waiting on the update for February, we would go ahead and just kind of go back to where it all started, see what's changed, how things are different, and just what's kind of new and going on there. So as you can see, game still looks great at the beginning. I have to be honest, I've always thought the start of this game is where it really looks the best. You can see by the one smokestack off in the distance there, we have turned around and just put in the meat packing plant. Just kind of getting started with the new industries are not on this map, so kind of just putting those out or seeing how and where we would like to put those. So just kind of messing around with that right now is kind of what we're doing. So I just figured to kind of jump in and show us doing at least one of those or something like that. You know, that one we kind of got squared away. I wanted it off in the distance. That way we can do some bigger yard stuff here this time and change up a few things all along the way. So I'm thinking like originally we'll probably put more than one wheat farm on this map, but I'm thinking the original placement for one will come over in this next valley over. Always been a big valley over here, never had anything in it other than yards or whatever else, so might as well kind of use it for something. So we'll just kind of see how and if we can get the placement to work over here will kind of be the thing. No, this big valley is kind of in here. Placing industries always interesting. Alright, so if we do something like this, and then we'll have to go down and see how this whole thing sits in here. If we have level enough ground, do our docks look decent? Does it look like we have room to run track? Looks like things are smooth here, so that shouldn't cause too much of a problem. Let's see how this side looks. A little higher up, but everything looks pretty flat, so we'll go ahead and start just kind of taking out some trees, see how this works. Don't know how much progress going to turn around and make in today's video as far as laying track and building stuff, but we gotta get something in to build track too. Was thinking about just starting with the same old logging run, but I figure we might as well play around with the new industries and see how that's affected here in Pine Valley. Obviously, trees in the middle of the barn are not going to work. Wheat farm is probably not as bad to get the trees out of. The cattle place there, we actually had to delete. So what I did there is I put it in and then cut around the trees around it, deleted the industry, and then cut the rest of the trees out so that we don't have trees sticking out of the buildings. That's kind of always obnoxious. Back to the tree cutting simulator. So one thing I do have to say with the new map, or the Lake Valley map, I guess. Stop calling it the new map, but the Lake Valley map, that one has a lot less trees to cut down. So definitely something you don't have to do there. But this kind of brings back memories of the original starting days of the logging simulator before you get into the train running. Pretty normal. Alright, that's out of there. Pulled that off. The shadow of that tree looks great on the building. I do have to say, the buildings actually look pretty good. Not sure why they're all red. They don't all have to be the classic red. Maybe we'll get some options in there, or they will start to change up some of that along the way. Though, you know, I do kind of like the classic red. Though I have heard some people complaining, which is kind of funny because most of the buildings, I think the new industries actually look pretty good. Hopefully we'll get some more in-depth stuff. Lots of stuff supposed to be on the horizon for 2024. Did have lots of changes in 2023 for Railroads Online for sure, where we started at the beginning of the year. You know, Weather Sky being a big thing, had the coal update in there, that was big. 2 new game engine changes this year, so really looking forward to seeing how next year goes with Railroads. Still believe the plan is to actually try for full release in the 4th quarter of 2024, so that will always be interesting to see how that goes. Alright, well, I don't think we're actually not going to have to delete this industry to get trees out of it, so that's cool. And I think for the most part our track's going to work. This might be a little hitchy on the hill, but I think we'll be able to pull that off. So I think we're going to be able to call that second industry down. And not exactly sure, to be honest. I haven't really pre-thought about it. I knew I wanted to stick something over in this valley, but that was about it. I also would like to get the wheat farm up and running without, you know, having to go halfway across the map or up mountains and hills to do that. Because the wheat farm, really, this stuff doesn't pay super well. So I don't want it to be this monster, massive headache of trying to do it either. Just kind of augment the game to get started and see how it changes things. So, alright, I think now we can jump up here in the air a little bit and get a good look if that's gonna do. Yeah, I think that'll do. Right, why not? Now we do need some sort of water. And I don't know where the water industry, it does almost look like it would be cool over here. Let's take a look at what we actually have to deal with. It's not very big. It's off the way. The problem is if we do something like that, it's going to be major hassle to get into. So let's try to think something else. That's not going to super work. As I say, we don't want to be going super far for this because we already know, right? Water is not like mass payout or anything like that. So we would like to keep water somehow in the same area without going too nuts. Though we don't really have the farming that far apart, but then too, we're going to have to look at what it actually takes to haul this stuff, because we don't have any kind of cars or anything like that. I did notice that the Pine Valley, kind of a shocker to me, something I guess I was not really well aware of, is that when you start on Pine Valley, you do not really get an option as to your starting loco or any of that stuff. So that's all just kind of set. They just start you out with Betsy. Yeah, so what do we get? We got Betsy in the one car. Saying, yeah, so that's the same as it used to be. No 2 cars and no locomotive selection there when starting in Pine Valley. So go figure that. Alright, where do we want water? Water's gotta go like everywhere. And I guess we could put a couple of these along the route. I wonder if we should almost just do one, you know, honestly, right by the... I wonder how that would look, actually. Of course, then it's going to really clutter this area, so I don't know. if I like the idea of having one of these by the depot or not. By the depot or over by the water? Or over by the wheat field, not over by the water. We're gonna put the water over by, so yeah, maybe that's not horrible, is that we just turn around and put the water somewhere where the line will be. I don't know. I don't like that. But I really don't like the idea of, yeah, like the map just becoming a mob mess of things, of labels parked on top of labels is part of what I guess I would like to avoid as well. So, you know what we will do? We will come pick us a nice spot someplace over in here. Let's see if we can find a spot we don't have to cut down trees. In Pine Valley, that's damn near impossible. But we'll see. It seems like it's out in the middle of everything. We'll just plop it something like that, and then we'll go cut down the trees and forget it. Who cares? We got a billion trees. Some of them can go away. Where's here? There. Ah, got it out of there. Cool. Sometimes you get the trees stuck in stuff that you can't cut them out, so that's definitely a thing. And we probably can't do much with these new industries anyway, but we will have them out to get going. Alright, so now let's take stock of our situation. $2,000 figures, $2,000, and we have not put out any telegraph booths yet. So here we go. There we are. Yep. Betsy, number 1. And the unknown car from nowhere. Telegraph booth now starts over there. I don't think we used to get a telegraph booth to actually start, so that's something. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, how do we want to do this? Because we don't actually need to go to the depot too super soon, so we'll put that in. Might as well run that out a little bit. Definitely not gonna turn around and use the 3-way switch. Had enough of that. Not a big giant fan. Put that there. Delete that one out of there. Come back here. We need a switch going right, but staying on that side. What's your beef? There we go. Alright, cool. Let's now take all of this stuff out of here. You see? Come down. The new tree drop is kind of cool. Happens much faster. Cut down a few more trees a little faster, I think, than we used to be able to. That's for sure. Alright. Auto circle mode. Click that in. See if that gets us where we need to be. Should be good enough. This is all so very different. Alright, here we go. Try to make some progress. Not that I think we'll be doing probably much of moving in. Alright, there we go. Get that going. That there. Bam, bam. Cool. Kind of going with the old school traditional start. I always kind of did like the way that was, so I do tend to just go back for that. So looks like it's going in that direction. We'll have to see. We're definitely on the little bit of raised platform, as you can see. Never used to stand out so much, but you definitely see it nowadays. So there's that. Which is up. I guess we might as well start some of this layout over here, I guess. Not that we will be going to the depot anytime too soon, but might as well drop that in there. Oh, alright. Totally acting weird. Alright. Think we can call that good? We'll see in just a second. No. That is not good. It's crooked. So we'll just go here and fix it. That there. Now that totally looks confusing, and we'll get rid of that. And then there we go. Good enough. That's going to be the dock start. I'm happy with that. Does not look like that is all on the same grid anymore, I have to say. Alright, close that. Yeah, good enough. Now we're going to have to bring in a switch. I think we'll just use that one. And we'll see somewhere in here. We'll get one that we like the distance of. Should probably be that one. Whoa. Not exactly sure how much of this series will, we in general generally turn around and get a bunch of help running trains and doing stuff. So we, or I, will be putting, I'm not sure if this one's going to be like a total build and all, or just run trains, show the route. I'm not exactly sure yet how we're going to do that one. Just kind of getting it started today. And we'll just have to see. Figured it was time to go back and see what the beginning was like, you know. Don't know how much of that. Now with the Unreal 5.3, I know they have said that the maps can now get bigger. So we may see in the future bigger maps in the not too distant future. And we might not really get back to Pine Valley much after that kind of starts to happen. So figured one more look back at Pine Valley and how it all kind of got started would maybe make sense to start the year with, just to see how it goes, end this year and start the next year with. Obviously we won't have this done by the end of this year, that's for certain. So uh-oh. How's that gonna work? Is that gonna get us out of the ground? Yeah, we're out of the ground. Definitely have high flowers here in Pine Valley, but I think that, for all intents and purposes, is gonna get us going. Yeah, we are definitely going to need more holding in here, so I should. How much room we have? We actually do have a fair amount of room behind me, but if I build in. Oops, probably didn't need to do that. That one should have stayed. We'll do that. Then we'll do. Let's see, do I want to here? See, and then we are getting too far back, so actually we won't do that. We'll get rid of that one, and then we'll go over to the other side by this right here. Nope. There we go. Whew. That looks like it's going to be really sharp though. Let's see. It's too close. It's too close. So I wonder, maybe I can turn around and get that out of there. Let's try something different. So we'll go with this. Then we gotta move now, because then I gotta swap those. So if we do this one here, and that we can run down into a holding track. We can do, and this one can be a left and a left. That one can go that way, and then we'll see if we can fit this other switch actually in here, which I have no idea, because now this is starting to get to be a lot of switches, and usually probably more than I would get in there. Yeah, I think we can still make the turn, so that should work. Whatever, we'll give it a shot, see if it pans out. We'll find out coming up. That gives us a little more room to get over. Keep everything nice and simple. Clean all this up. Generally, I always turn around and add holding later on. I don't turn around and build it in right away. I don't usually hold a lot of locomotives in places. I just turn around and, I tend to run the locos more and just leave them at the industries per se than staging them anywhere else. So. The smelter and the ironworks, that's where I find that I tend to leave cars a lot. Still can't wait until they do the update where everything actually just snaps into the same grid all the time, so we can start worrying about trying to line up all of this stuff. That one's going to be a nice quality of life improvement, that's for sure. Yeah, I think that's as good as we're going to get it. We will certainly find out in a second. It always looks so crooked when you're standing here, but oops, of course we aren't doing anything straight now. There we go. Yep, definitely cricket. So no point in laying that one. Alright, track. What? Don't know too many people that would complain if they actually put in a tool here to make this easier. I usually don't have this big headache, so that's the whole thing. You know what? I'm just gonna leave it there because it's easier if I fix it with it run out. Sounds weird, but it's true. Alright, there we go. Now hopefully we're out far enough. What did it do? What? Alright. Try it again. I have noticed that there is like an auto snap feature now, even in. Let's see. There we go. Yep, that'll do it. That'll be fine. Doesn't have to be perfect. I don't care. Perfection is not what I'm seeking. Just runnability. Alright, here we go. Probably taking a little longer to actually get this started than I figured, but all part of the new way of going about it. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. It's definitely not how I normally do it. Different approach. We're gonna go for it. Though this will probably be a little more popular side to use now, actually. So that's something to be aware of. We are actually going to have to use that for wheat. Not totally sure how we're going to go about this. What do we got? We have one wheat. We got one car. Ooh. At this point, we have one car, which is one of. Oh my god, takes a long time to get there. That. So logs and steel pipes. That's all we can do currently. Logs and steel pipe. What's it actually take? I suppose we'd have to get like. Right. So the only way to actually start with. Right, you can do tier 1 water, or you can, if you want to get into the seed pallets and stuff, you can go right here, but you're looking at all the right Craig Company cars. So either we're going to start with the little Craig cars, tools and seed pallets, so we can run those. 200 bucks. Probably take forever to actually start paying that back. So it's about whether we go for logs or we go for seeds off the bat. You know, the one thing I haven't checked, kind of actually be interested to know is, can you? I wonder. Well, you probably can't sell seeds at the depot. I sure hope you can't sell seeds at the depot, or you just have all the money right there that you could possibly need. So that's kind of a bummer, if that's how that works. Don't exactly know. Alright, now how do we want to do this part? We're gonna need more holding in here. Alright, that goes over to there. That line is definitely gonna have to go around this way. This line we could still do. Crazy with this line, would I? No, probably not. So let's just run this out, Go into circle mode. Run it out to the world, 50 meters. That'll work. Then this one and that one should probably, we should have. Whew, decisions early on. Aren't they something? The whole track gets set up right at this point. Well, not really, but. Alright. Flip that. Go there. All looks like it's crooked, but that'll be fine. Then this way. We're just gonna have to gather up that other line. Yeah, where do you want to do that? Somewhere right in here, I think. Yeah, this will be fine. 20, we'll run it 20, and then grab here, go to a switch. I think I'll do it this way. There we go. That should give us this. Good enough. That's sweeping. Nothing crazy there. That cleaned up. That cleaned up. Probably not making anywhere near as much progress as I want. I suppose I could chop sections out of here, but then, yeah. This is what getting started is for me. Gonna turn around and clear cut this. This time, not worried about trees, just want them out of the way. Interesting to see how the popcorning and stuff like that is. I know they're looking at either having fixed that or looking to fix that, though I gotta be honest, popcorning in multiplayer isn't something I've run into a lot of problems with. I know a lot of players do, so I'm not gonna say that that's not a thing, but it'll be interesting to see how many we can, whoa, stick in the world and what kind of performance results we get. As of late, have not done a ton of more than 2 or 3 people, I guess, at a time, so we'll just kind of have to see how all that's going in upcoming stuff. Alright, then this has to actually get connected back to that, so at least we have gone somewhere. Right? No, we did put in that other one. We got in that other switch, so we do need. Alright, so we will change a few things around down here. That's cool. Working on the fly, always making adjustments. Just what it is. Alright, let's make sure that we have ties everywhere. My general rule of thumb, as long as you can see the ties, the train tends to run just fine. So, sticking with that. Alright, boom, boom, boom. I don't know about how much I like this end. We're going to have to get rid of some of these trees. We got a ton of switches in here, and we need to be able to see them. That's for sure. Played around with leaving trees in and around switches before, and all it ever does is cause a problem. So, gone are the trees. Alright, there we go. Then this, turn around and run out. Need a switch there. Not really going to matter because this isn't going to stay there, but I do want this to run straight, so we'll stick that on there. go into circle mode, and that'll run it straight, or at least should run it straight down this other spline. We'll do it somewhere in here. Where's the end of this? Let's just break it there in case. And this stuff we will turn around and switch just a little bit. This I think we'll get rid of, and we'll go switch. There we go. Good enough. I think in order to get that to not, we will still have to do that. Probably now have way too many splines in here. Back and forth. Can't worry about changing things, that's for sure. I think we can get away with sticking this one holding yard in here and keeping it all straight. Alright, there's that. This will go. All of this just to keep a straight line. But it'll keep the tracks running in parallel like this. So, you know, it can be worth the headache. I'm not sure if it always is. But if you don't want that bowed look, that's one way to fix it. Then we can get rid of that. Take this, that there, and that there. And there we go. So now we'll have another, at least one holding line right there. And then this, I think we will go here. We will take a switch. I think I want to go this way. Yeah, that'll give us plenty of room to go that way, and then plenty of room for us yet to break off and go back that way. So I think this is going to be kind of our holding spread. We should be able to get at least a little bit of a decent train. Yeah, this is long enough, should provide plenty. We could turn around and put in one more switch and one more holding rack on this side, and we definitely have enough over there to do that. But I think for all intents and purposes, that is going to be the start of our setup. So that's going to be like our depot, obviously, and the positions of some of our new industries. I think we're going to change some of those maybe as we go along, like the water thing. I think we'll probably find a better place for sure along the way. The wheat farm, I think we're going to have at least 2 of those on this layout, because there is definitely another place or two that I want to do something. So we might do some more of that, like, so we have more than one farm just in, you know, in the map. I can see definitely having more than one farm kind of makes sense. And then we can be bringing that kind of stuff in from more than one area. So, but I think we're going to turn around and call that the start of, you know, this is obviously going to be a little bigger project, starting all over from scratch and going from there than just adding a few things. So this one's going to take a while, but I think we're going to start that, call that the start of the series and a win. Say thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you get a chance, like, share, subscribe. Subscriptions are free, but they sure do help the channel. Y'all have a great day.